we are going to look at the essay writing in our webinar. Yes, so all of you are here. Yes, so it's clear, I think. So let's look at essay writing. If you remember yesterday, we had discussed about paragraph writing, how to develop a paragraph. So in paragraph development, we had seen that it is the collection of sentences, but these sentences are supposed to be logically connected, and it should be talking about one concept. It should be talking about one idea, and it should be elaborating it. So that was the paragraph. Essay writing is nothing but the extension of a paragraph writing. Let's say in paragraph writing, we connect, say, sentences logically. In essay writing, we are going to connect the paragraphs logically, and you should come up with some kind of, say, argument, some kind of opinion, some kind of conclusion, some kind of observations you can share in your essay. Lengthwise, of course, it will be longer than the paragraph because it will be the collection of paragraphs that are logically connected with it. So now we are going to look at uh, a case study. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give a topic, and we'll take this topic as a case study. I guess all of you can see the topic, which is say social media has made us less social. Now this is the topic, right? And now what are the basics of essay writing? Very obvious is whenever you are given a topic, the first thing that you need to do is spend some time. Once you get the topic, once you understood it, read it carefully, and then spend some time. Let's say if the total time of essay writing is roughly around 15 minutes, then you should at least spend 3 minutes in order to jot down the points that, okay, what am I going to say? What are the points that I think I should talk? So the topic, for example, we are going to discuss today is the social media has made us less social. This is what the topic is. So these are some points that you can think of. So first of all, let's say social media say help humans build new relationships, which is not possible in the actual social life because physical limitations would be there, which is time and place. Will not be the case with social media because you can connect to any person around the world at any point of time. So that's open up the many opportunities for new relationships. So that's one. And the virtual relationship, which is a common argument that the virtual relationship, we can stay connected say, with our friends and family members in any corner of the world. You can also make new friends and can develop the relationship virtually. So that's the second point. We can also think in terms of source of information. It's not only for friends and family, but any say source of information on any say topic, field, or discipline. You may use social media to avail the information. So that's has become another source of information. Then it has reduced the distance between humans, not physically, but in terms of getting connected. You can have the video chat. This webinar is an example of it, wherein you can stay connected, and it has reduced the distance. So that's true. And then social say media and kids. Now imagine a kind of a scenario wherein there are two generations. The generation before the social media came, and the generation that say is born when the social media was always pervasive. So in that case, the kind of scenario, the kind of relationships they think of, the older generation and the newer generation. So you can think of these two say scenarios, and you can imagine what would be the possible future of social media, let's say after 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line. So these are the ones. You can also think in terms of say that as a conclusion that it is not more than that and not less than that, that social media or social media platforms are nothing but tools to stay connected. It is not more than that and not less than that. It's the medium, right? And we should not confuse medium with the end, right? So that's these are some points which we can think of. Now You can see all these points are relevant, all these points make sense, but what you need to understand is that there has to be some organization. It should be organized. Remember, writing communication has to be well organized. So how do we do that? Well, very old and very classic way of organizing would be three compartments. The data that you have, it applies to paragraph writing also, and it definitely applies to the essay writing. What are they? Look at these. I'm sure you are aware of these three sections or these three kinds of paragraphs in which you can subdivide your say essay into. So introduction, main body, and conclusion, right? So these are the three components which are evergreen. You can think of any piece of writing which is well structured and well written will have these three say divisions. First, the introduction. You will introduce the topic, you will introduce the scenario, you will introduce the background, right? And then you start, and then comes the main body, and then of course you will conclude. Now, these are the three, say, components in which you will subdivide your essay. What you need to remember is that the introduction and the conclusion should be as short as possible, and the main body should be the main body, that the center part of it should be given the maximum weightage. Let's say if we consider 100% as an essay number, then it should have, let's say, introduction should be 10 percentage, conclusion should be 10 percentage, and main body should be 80, or at the most 20 percentage introduction, 20 percentage for conclusion, and of course say around 60 percentage should be for the main body. Not less than 60% should be given to main body, because this is the crux, this is the main thing or argument of your say essay, right? So this is ideal, right? You can always take liberty. It's not mathematics, but you can broadly think in terms of these three divisions in your essay, right? Now, what do we do when we talk of introduction? So you can see from the color combination that, let's say, an introduction in the given case study, which is that social media makes us less social. So there you can think of help humans build new relationships, right? So this is the opportunities, these are the opportunities created by social media. So this would be the part of your introduction. You can of course develop this, let's say, is your topic sentence of that particular section called introduction, and then you can give the supporting sentences to talk about this topic sentence, right? So that could be the introduction. Then in the main body you may think of say virtual relationship, say common argument, is it like virtual versus actual, right? So those kind of comparisons you can make. You can also discuss social media as let's say a source of information, right, that it does provide. And you can also attach say very debatable and controversial topics such as fake news, right? That whatever comes on social media, everything is not say factual or authentic. So we need to check when we use social media as the source of information. So these are the related topics you can discuss and elaborate, and of course you can use some examples to clarify your things. It has reduced the distance between human beings. Yes, it has. Many people, families, those who are let's say separated because of their job, because they are studying some other place. So parents and students, for example, they can get connected, they can say meet each other virtually thanks to social media. And this has been a great blessing for the kind of family who are like scattered across the world due to their jobs, due to their studies, due to various reasons, right? So there they can stay connected, and in that section main body you can talk about this. So that will be actually talking about for and against. The argument in the title you are given is that social media has made us less social. So is it true or not? Is it actually the case or not? So you can take case studies, and you can take some statistics, you can take some data, and you can take some analysis to support your argument. So that what you can do in the main body. And of course you can take a few more things, such as what impact it has on say children, right? Because as end users also, and when they look their parents spending more time than in the family, the actual family, they are spending more time with the virtual things. So what psychological things and what effect it will have on kids as the end users, as well as those who are witnessing their say adults in the family using social media. And then you can imagine a scenario that within the family, what communication would be emphasized, the one-to-one communication or over WhatsApp and over social media platforms. So those are the kinds of scenarios you can imagine, and accordingly you can say elaborate your write-up. So this would be your main body. As we discussed, main body would be say having more weightage in percentage, so that you can think of. And of course at the end you may conclude, you may give your say verdict, your version of say opinion, that that it's basically a tool to stay connected. It's not more than this, not less than this, right? And an additional thing is that it's not a live thing, right? It's like television. It's neither good nor bad, right? It is just the means. It is the users, those who use it, will make it good or otherwise, right? So that argument could be a safe one. Nevertheless, you can have your opinion based on some supporting statements. So this would be the divisions of the one. Now what we are going to do is I'm going to give you some of the expressions. The slides that will follow now will have certain expressions, certain language expressions, which you can use while writing, right? So of course we are talking about this case study of social media. Is it making us less social or more helping us to connect it? So that is the case study. But now what our slides will come, we are going to talk about that is it actually helping us or is it not helping us. What I have done is that each slide would have two sets of say arguments. Color codes are green and red. When we say green is the one that you should use, red is something that you should not use for various reasons that we'll discuss. So let's look at some of the cases. So let's say once you have the points in the place, start framing the essay. You can start writing the essay. Let's say these are the things that you can start with. Let's say, has social media made us less social? It indeed has a great influence on us. So you cannot stay away from it. You may like it, you may hate it, but you cannot avoid it, right? So it has influential place in the society that we live in. But what you should avoid, as we discussed, that each slide now onwards will have two sets of expressions. Green are the one that you can use and should use. The red ones are for various reasons should be avoided. For example, according to me is very cliche. We'll discuss in the slides to follow also, that you should avoid giving your opinion, that according to me, I think, I believe, right? It sounds say very subjective, and you should avoid being subjective in essay writing, especially when you're writing for the formal reasons. In the newspaper article, that's a different story, where the reporter or a scholar is talking about his or her opinion, right? There you can use according to me or I believe or in my observations. But in an essay, in a formal situation, especially for the job and placement where we are going to write these essays, you should avoid according to me or in my opinion, or it is absolutely right or absolutely wrong. So these are the strong of the opinions that you should avoid forming. You can make that it can be said or it looks like, right? Rather than saying that it's absolutely right or it's absolutely wrong. Anything absolute is what you should avoid, right? So this is one. Now, what you should avoid is, which I think we discussed yesterday also in paragraph writing, that you should avoid long sentences, right? Let's look at these two examples on your screen. Green is yes, red is something that you should avoid. For example, social media has been nothing more than a facilitator, one argument. Second, a facilitator for information flow, right? Now look at the second example, where you are given the same piece of information but in a sentence. Look at this second sentence, which goes like this: social media has been working as a facilitator and influencing the way people communicate as it facilitates the information flow and makes the communication more effective and interactive. Now, sentence is correct. It makes sense also, but it is longer, and it will be difficult, first of all, to form it. It will be difficult for the reader to follow it, right? So best policy is simplicity, right? So go for as simple as possible, especially when you're writing for some kind of assessment. When you're writing an essay and somebody is going to assess it, safe would be you go for smaller sentences, and of course sentences should be connected and leading to some idea, leading to some argument. You build it stepwise. So there it is better if you go for smaller sentences, unlike the second one, which is grammatically correct, but it could be confusing for the reader. And if you are not very comfortable language user, then it is possible that you may make some grammatical mistake or the other. Plus, such a long sentence to find a connection would be also challenging. So better you go for shorter sentences. So that's the second usage. Another is the use of passive voice. Right. So active voice and passive voice, I'm sure you have been taught in your school and colleges. But what you need to understand is the purpose for which the passive voices are used and the purpose wherein the active voices are used. Right. So once you are clear with that, it will make sense. So let's look at this example. So wild penguins attacked my sister. Now, the same information is given in passive voice as my sister was attacked by the wild penguins. Now you see the same piece of information is passed on in these two sentences, active and passive. But in the first one, the penguins are in the center because they are the subject. They did something, so penguins are say important, or importance is given to penguins, the subjects, and the object sister is secondary. Whereas in the second passive voice example, my sister, right, was attacked. So my sister is important, and she is in panic, and we need to look after her, and we need to do something for my sister. In the second sentence, in the first sentence, wild penguins are creating issues, so we must do something for the penguins, right? So what is the argument that you want to propose? Is it the penguin that is the center of your argument, or the sister that is the center of an argument? So this is an example. Similarly, you can think of, let's say, a very popular example of project, right? I have submitted the project, or the project has been submitted. You don't even need to mention by me or by us, right? So what do you think you should use? I have submitted the project, or project has been submitted? What do you think? For project writing, assignment, any kind of submission you are expected, let's say you are supposed to write somewhere in your assignment, in your emails, you are notifying, you are informing that work is done or the project is submitted, or will you say I have submitted the say project? What do you think you will write, active or passive? What looks better? Okay, so some of you are saying passive. Why can't you say I have submitted the project? What's wrong? Grammatically it is correct. You prefer to say work is done. You prefer to say the project is submitted, assignment is completed. Remember? But you don't say I have completed the assignment. What do you think? The simple reason being, assignment is the focus point here. The project is the focus point here, right? Yes. So it is about the what is important in this case, right? We are discussing about the project. For a company, project is important, and you are the part of that project, right? Yes, you have done it, but project is more important, and that's why we would give emphasis to that project or assignment. In this case, sister is important, so we'll say sister was attacked, right? So that when you are talking about a topic, so social media and otherwise, so accordingly you can choose what is it that for your argument important. Is it the object that is important, or the subject that is important? Object means the one who receives the action. Subject mean one who does the action. So in this case, for example, the penguins are the one who attacked. The action attack was done by penguins. So penguins are the subjects, and my sister is the object. In the example that we took was of a project is I have submitted the project or we have submitted the project. So the verb is submitted. Who? I or we submitted. What? The project. Now, because project is important, obviously you should say project was submitted. Now, the general rule is always use active voice in essay writing, wherein the subjects say direct action rather than the action say you let it happen. So this is something which you need to remember that social media has made. Now you will make social media as the subject, right? So it will be an active sentence rather than learning has been made easy by the efficient say social media, right? So you are making learning or outcome as the subject, right, or an important point. What you should take care here is you make your subject the topic and topic your subject, right? So social media, for example, is our say subject. So that is what you should use an active, and then you let it happen. So these are the two things that you need to know about voices, active and passive. Now, as we discussed, I think in the previous slide as well, that you should avoid using personal pronouns like I, me, I, right? So these are the pronouns according to me, for example, you should avoid. So expressions such as thus I conclude, or I think, or I believe, or it is, I believe it is right or wrong, or I think it is right or wrong, is something, in my opinion, for example, is what you should avoid, right? Rather, you can use expressions such as in a nutshell, social media has done this, or social media is just a tool and it should be used wisely. There are many advantages and disadvantages of social media, and we need to use wisely and whatever. But what you can avoid is personal expressions and personal pronouns such as I, me, and according to me, right? So these are do's and don'ts that we have seen. Now, before we move toward the task and discussion, I just want to share some of the expressions which you can use while writing essay writing. There are connectors. I think in one of the webinars, I don't remember, was it common errors or was it paragraph writing? We did discuss the connectors such as and, or, but, etc. There also we did discuss the connectors, and these are a few more you can think of. Let's say expressions such as moreover, furthermore, in addition, right? So you made some argument and then you want to add further information or further supporting statements. There you can use further, moreover, however, in addition, right? Or additionally, for example, right? Then when you want to say the same statement with the different, say, point of view, then you may use very useful expressions such as in other words. You are saying the same thing in other words, or you are using different examples, or to put more simply, right? Or in the contrary and in other words. Now, remember these two expressions are opposite. Let's say you are saying that these are the advantages of social media. On the contrary, there are some disadvantages also. So that means you are giving two pieces of information that are contradictory. Like you use but for two contradictory information. Similarly, you can use on the contrary, right? When you are giving two opposite things. Then in other words, when you are saying is actually adding to the same argument, not opposite argument. So there you can use in other words, additionally, moreover, right? Then in order to give some say reference with the help of some statistics, you may use in views of or in view of, right? So view of a research, for example, in the view of the report that was published, right? So these are the things, or in the light of the recent research, right? So this is what with reference to something, not according to me, but according to a research you can use, right? In the light of the current scenario, in the light of the latest publication by some research journal. So these are the expressions you can use. And of course, this suggests, right? So the argument that you gave some kind of case studies that these are the advantages, these are the disadvantages. In the light of this body of information that you developed suggests that we should use social media wisely. There is no point that we can go back to the normal communication. We'll have to live with it, but we should use wisely, right? So there it suggests based on the argument that you used. You can also use expression which are passive, but you can use this way, as in it can be said that, or it can be seen from this point of view or that point of view. So these are some of the useful expressions you can think of, right? So I'll take a pause for a while before we move towards. Uh, I think we have some expressions. Yes. Yeah. So before we move toward the task, which I would like to share with you, I just want to take a pause. Please go through the point that we discussed. I'll go back to my slides from first to this one, and I'll give you some time to think over it, look over it, and please feel free to write your observations, queries, questions before we move toward the task. Right. So I'll play the slides one more time from the first one up to this one that we have reached, and then I'll give you the task. Right. So in the meantime, you are welcome to have questions and queries and doubts if you have. So let's look at the slides from the beginning. So this is the topic with which we have started our case study, that social media has made us less social. So keeping that topic in mind, we discussed that we should spend some time, at least 3 minutes, depending on the overall time. Let's say if it is total 15 minutes time given, then 3 minutes is what you must spend to think of the points that you would like to write in this one. And you can jot down these points before you actually start writing essay systematically. You can jot down the points, rough points maybe. So these were the points that we thought of and discussed. These are the points that can be added. And once you have these points, then you can think of three boxes: introduction, main body, and conclusion. So now on one hand, you have all these observations and say thoughts and points that you have jotted down. On the other hand, you have three boxes: introduction, main body, and conclusion. So now you can think of what are the points which are suitable for introduction, what are the points that are suitable for main body, and what are the points that I can use for concluding it, right? And then you can pick and choose. And from this slide onward, we did discuss about what are the expressions that are good enough to use, what are the expressions that we should avoid, right? So then these are the slides which we used for talking about expressions to be used and expressions to be avoided. Yep, we did discuss that we should avoid longer sentences. We should rather break it into smaller sentences and make it logically connected, so we can develop an argument, or we can develop, say, any piece of writing logically connected. So longer sentences are not good for essay writing particularly. Then voices. So we did discuss that in a voice active, we are giving importance to the subject, and the passive, we are giving importance to the object. So far as essay writing is concerned, you can convert the topic into subject, and you can talk in terms of, let's say in this case, we have social media as a topic. Then you can convert social media as a subject, that social media has done this, or social media has been beneficially or has been benefiting, say, our generation that way, right? So that was for the voices, and these are the things that you should avoid. Personal pronouns like I, me, according to me, etc., is what you should avoid. You can rather use the expressions such as social media has done this, or it suggests, right? Or in a nutshell, social media has done something, etc., are the points that you can use. A few more expressions that we have discussed that you can use while writing and say connecting your paragraphs and the ideas. You can use these expressions, right? So I'll share it with you now. I'll wait for a minute or two. If you have queries, observations, please share with me, or else we'll move to the task. Okay. So I believe that so far it's clear to all of us. So now I'll move towards the task. Task is very simple. I think all of you are computer engineers, so you know that there are companies like CoCube and Capgemini. They, whenever they come for the placement, they definitely offer, say, written test. And in written test, mostly they ask you to write an essay. So these are the topics that we have taken from, say, that Capgemini website. You can also go to Capgemini website. It will help you to form the argument and the way in which it is expected to write. We are following Capgemini as a company, so you can get these details from this company. And any company where they are going to offer written test along before the actual interview, you may visit these websites. They usually give the general guidelines that what would be the nature of the essay writing, what do they expect when you write from essay, and what are the generally asked topics, right? Let's say these are the topics that we have say taken from Capgemini, that most asked in the recent drives, the placement drives, right? So these are some of the topics that we have taken from that website. Now the task is very simple. Each one of you can take any one of the topics from these and choose one topic and write the way we just discussed. How do we develop an essay? We develop with introduction, main body, and conclusion. There are some expressions given to you how to develop. So I would request all of you to prepare one essay from any of these topics, and then you submit to me in my personal email address. And please do it on or before 5 p.m., because once I'll have these essays with me, I'll be able to assess and I'll be able to get back to you, right? So that is your task for today. So I'll keep this slide here so that you can take note of these topics. Say, have a look at this. You may take the screenshot for your reference, and you can choose any one topic from these and submit your essay on or before 5 p.m. today, right? So then I'll be able to check only if I receive one. So do submit your say prepared written assignments. You can submit through a piece of paper. You put it on paper, take a screenshot, and share with me on email. You can type it also in your email and you can send it to me. I would appreciate if you actually write it, right? Please don't go for copy and paste. I'll not be able to help you if it is somebody else is writing that you are quoting. So I would suggest that no matter whatever is your level of language, don't worry. It will be between you and me. I'll give you personal feedback to your email that you are going to send to me. So avoid plagiarizing. It's very easy for anybody to find out with the help of plagiacheck softwares that it has been taken from somewhere. So I'm sure computer and IT students are aware of it. So prepare an essay and submit so that I'll be able to help you. Fine. So this is what was the today's say essay. So now webinar on this one. So tomorrow we are going to have the last webinar in the series of our webinar on writing skills. If you remember, we started with common errors, which will help us to form sentences. Yesterday we had seen paragraph writing, how to develop a paragraph. And then today we tried to discuss about how do we develop an essay, right? Especially keeping the placement drives in mind, the kinds of company that are coming, the kinds of essays that are asked, keeping those say facts in mind. We have developed this say webinar, and we have offered the task also. So please submit it by today by 5 p.m. One. Second, for tomorrow's context, I just want you to write an email, which will be a separate email than essay writing. Essay writing is a separate task. Second task is very basic and simple. Is I just want you to give your feedback about these webinars, including this one. So 3 webinars you have attended. So in these 3 webinars, what are the things that you learned? What are the things that you liked? And also what are the things that you did not like, or you would like to develop, or you like to change? That if given a chance, sir, you would like to have the webinar on this topic, or you would like these things to be covered or these topics to be covered, right? So your genuine feedback, right? It will be between you and me. It will not be shared elsewhere. So be honest, give your honest feedback so that we can improve in terms of webinars that we are offering, right? Because it is basically for you people. So if we'll receive your honest feedback, we'll be able to help improve our writing and our offering webinars. So I would request all of you to do these two tasks. That is, first, you prepare an essay from these points that you can see on your screen. Any one of the topic you choose, write an essay and submit. Second, write an email with the feedback on all these three webinars that you have attended, including this one, and give your feedback that how was it, what are the things that you liked, what are the things that you learned, what are the things that you would like to learn, what are the things that you like to be added, right? That these are the things, if we have, it will help. So it will help us to improve and it will help us to help you better, right? So that's all for today. Now I'll end the task and would thank all of you for your participation. I'll wait for one more say minute. If there are any questions, which I believe we don't have, you can write in the chat also, or you may write an email also. You do have my email address about your query questions separately. But without fail, make sure you complete these two tasks of submitting an essay on the given topics and submitting the feedback in the email that we are going to discuss. So tomorrow we are going to meet with the last webinar, which would be on email writing. How to develop the email writing is what we are going to do. Right. So that's all for today. Thank you for your participation. Feel free to say ask any query questions if you have, maybe. Yes. So thank you for your participation. I'm closing the webinar now. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all.